After more than 3,500 performances, Aladdin is celebrating 10 years on Broadway. Tom, and congratulations on 10 years of Aladdin. Now, I want to go back because I remember when Aladdin was being talked about. And Tom, I think it was you who said, oh, we're just doing it for licensing.
Yeah.
We're not doing it for Broadway. You were going out to Seattle, and this was never the plan. You said that.
Yes, I very likely lied to you like that.
A presentation of the show began in Seattle, but it would take some magic to get it to the spectacle that it is today.
Oh my God, it's the farthest thing from what we're seeing on the stage at the New Amsterdam. The carpet was essentially a mattress on a stick. It was a piece of 4x8 plywood, and the actors would sway to give you a sense that the damn thing was moving.
The production then went on to Toronto, to not so shining, shimmering, or splendid reviews. I was there on your opening night.
Right.
Yeah, you didn't like it, did you?
I'm gonna be honest with you.
okay.
And I went to the opening night party with Michael James Scott, and I remember saying to him, I don't know what came over me, but I was like, Michael, is it me or is this not good? And he goes, no, boo, we have work to do. Not to mention, at the end of the first act, after Friend Like Me, lights go up in Toronto, and I look over and there's a kid sound asleep.
Sleep, yes.
You guys knew that work had to be done.
100% we knew.
Why didn't Toronto work?
Wasn't good enough.
No, it wasn't good enough. The first 30 minutes of it,
With no genie.
the audience was silent, which is never a good sign.
Honestly, I can't even remember opening night.
Yeah.
Like, at all. Couldn't tell you one thing about it. You know, I was so sort of focused on where we were going next with it at that point, I think, too. You know, that I just knew there was like one day I was like, okay, this has to change.
A rework was in order. Book writer and lyricist Chad Beglin, composer Alan Menken, and director and choreographer Casey Nicholaw went back to the drawing board.
Originally, when it was written, the genie wasn't in it until 45 minutes in, which is really what happens in the film, too, except that they had the benefit of, like, the peddler man at the beginning.
Welcome to Agrabah.
Which was Robin Williams' voice. So you were able to sort of satisfy the audience with hearing from him that early. But we didn't do that here. And then I was like, we have to get back. We have to start with the genie.
We did substantial work, writing-wise, comedy punch-up-wise, rearranging numbers, restaging numbers, and inserting the genie differently. So we did a transformative amount of work.
Alan cut a song and rewrote a song, and Casey got rid of a narrative structure and went in a totally different way. Everybody gave up something that they had created because it wasn't working. And I think that's the only way when you get to a moment like that you're gonna get through it, is if everybody's gonna put the egos aside for the greater purpose of making it great.
Talking about Broadway magic, to see what happened in Toronto versus what happened on Broadway.
Yeah.
Were you nervous on opening night?
Yeah, I mean, everyone wants to be liked and loved. You know what I mean? It's like I wanted everyone to love it. So yeah, but it was a huge sigh of relief because we knew that people liked it.
People didn't just like it, they loved it. Aladdin was nominated for 5 Tonys, and the genie, James Monroe Iglehart, took home the Golden Lamp.
This is a praise shout. Hey! Oh, wow!
But one person who didn't get to see his work fully realized, Menken's original writing partner, lyricist Howard Ashman, who died of AIDS in 1991. What was the last song Howard heard from Aladdin?
Well, the last one we worked on that actually made it in was Prince Ali.
Prince Ali, fabulous he, Ali Ababa.
And I hauled a portable keyboard into St. Vincent's and was sitting on the bed, and we wrote, Prince Ali, fabulous he. But, he's a pro.
Wow.
You just go. And I think probably the work was also, a balm for him. It was just, did his heart good.
Ashman and Menken's song Proud of Your Boy was cut from the original film, but then added back into the stage musical.
Proud of your boy, I'll make you proud of your boy. Believe me, bad as I've been, Ma, you're in for a pleasant surprise. I've wasted time, I've wasted me,
Mom, I will try hard to make you proud of your boy.
Aladdin is celebrating 10 years on Broadway. The show is playing all over the world.
Yeah.
It's a huge hit, Alan. What do you think Howard would say?
I'd be delighted. For me, Howard still lives on, whatever plane he's on.
Perhaps living on within Aladdin's far reach, both on Broadway, the 13 global productions, and on stages all across the world.
But don't forget, kids are also doing it in their schools. We have a bilingual version, which is done particularly in like border communities and stuff, where Jasmine and the Palace all speak Spanish, and the Aladdin and his friends all speak English. So it can be done in schools that wouldn't have been able to do a show like this.
We're opening in Korea later this year.
It's here and in Japan, and we've done it in Australia, and of course in the UK, and it's on tour in the UK. It's in Dublin this week. And we've done it in Dutch, and we've done it in continental Spanish, Castellano, and we've also done it in Mexican Spanish.
Yeah.
Two different translations. It's fascinating to see how it kind of always works.
Thank you for watching our YouTube channel. For more stories in your communities, click the subscribe button right here. You can also download our app or watch us on TV for the latest information, balanced coverage, weather updates every 10 minutes, and more. We'll see you then.